Changing oil of a motorbike. Hello and welcome to this session on changing oil of a motorbike. The lubricating oil in an engine performs numerous functions. It lubricates moving parts to minimize wear by sealing the clearances between moving parts such as bearings, shafts, etc. Thus, the parts move on layers of oil and not in direct contact with each other, which reduces power loss in the engine. However, over time, impurities get into the oil, affecting the performance of the motorbike. Hence, changing the oil is essential for keeping the bike running smooth and good. It is important to change the engine oil at first maintenance interval in order to prolong engine life. In this session, we will learn how to change oil of a motorbike. Before we go into the procedure, let's first take a look at the tools and materials required for changing oil of a motorbike. The tools required are spanner set, 12 mm ring spanner or ratchet, a socket set, regular pliers, flat screwdriver, oil pan, funnel, cloth for wiping, tool tray, 1 liter of fresh oil 20 to 40 W or 10 to 50 W. Make sure that you place the tools and cloth in a plastic or metal tool tray. Do not place tools on the floor or ground. They may get lost. We will now see the steps involved in oil change. First, park the two-wheeler on a hard, even surface on the center stand. This is needed for checking the oil level properly. We will first drain the oil from the engine. For this, locate the drain plug under the lowest part of the motor. Please note that two-stroke motors on 2 or 3 wheelers will not have a drain plug or an oil sump. Their petrol is mixed with oil for lubrication. Clean the area around drain plug. Use a screwdriver to scrape off the caked on dirt or mud. Remove minor dirt and oil. Then, place an oil collecting pan or container under the drain plug of the two-wheeler. Select the correct spanner or socket size. It should fit tightly on the plug. A double-ended spanner, ring spanner, or socket and ratchet can be used. A ring spanner is better than a double-ended spanner. There is less chance of rounding the plug edges should it slip off. It is less likely to fall into the oil pan or burn fingers. Now, loosen the drain plug by fitting the spanner or ratchet and socket on the drain plug. Turn it counterclockwise until it comes off. The oil is now flowing into the oil pan. Be careful not to touch the oil, as the oil behind the drain plug may be hot enough to cause a burn. The warm oil drains better than cool oil. It is thinner and runs better. Examine the removed plug. Wipe it clean. There are 3 types of plugs. One is without a washer or magnet. Check to see if the threads are clean and place it in the tool tray. The second type has a magnet and a washer. Examine the washer and look carefully at the magnet for metal filings. Wipe off any metal filings or dirt on the plug. The third type has a metal or nylon washer. Examine it for scratches or dents. Replace it if scratched or dented to prevent leaks. In this motorbike, the drain plug has a metal washer, as you can see. When the oil has emptied into the oil pan, fit the plug back into the drain hole. Turn it clockwise and tighten it. It should screw in easily for 2 to 3 turns. If it does not, look at the plug. It should be going in straight. If it is slanted in the hole, unscrew it and place it in straight. Always be careful never to force a cross-threaded screw or bolt by using a spanner. With a ring spanner, tighten the drain plug. We will now replenish the engine oil. For this, unscrew the fill cap by hand or with pliers. Wipe the cap clean. Place the funnel into the fill hole. Pour the manufacturer's specific amount of oil, 10 to 50 W or 20 to 40 W, into the funnel. If the specified amount is not known, start with 0.8 liter. Check the oil level with a dipstick on the fill cap. Do not screw in the fill cap when you check the oil level. Also, please note that some motorbikes have an oil window on the side of the engine where the level can be observed. If oil has not registered on the dipstick, add 50 ml and recheck. Repeat until oil is now between the low and high marks. Make sure you wipe the dipstick between the checks. Now, lubricate the oil filler cap with oil. Tighten the cap until snug. Diesel engines on three-wheelers may have different oil fill cap that will also be of the hand tighten type. Do not over tighten. Pour the used oil from the pan into a sealed container. Dispose of the used oil properly. Please note that the used oil can still be used for oiling drive chains, rusty screws, bolts and nuts, squeaky hinges, and rusty metal surfaces. Now start the engine. Let it run for 5 minutes and then turn it off. Wait 1 more minute and then recheck the oil level. If it needs a little more oil, add another 50 ml and recheck. Please note that some oil is retained in the cylinder head. This sequence gives accurate readings. Check the oil plug area for oil leaks. Before winding up, recheck the oil level in the engine using the dipstick or oil window. Check the bottom of the engine for leaking oil. Finally, clean up. Wipe up any spilled oil on the engine or floor. Oily rags should be properly disposed of. Collect all tools and materials. Wipe them clean as needed. Put them in their proper place. Sweep the surface under the motorbike. Wash your hands with soap. Long exposure to used oil on skin can be hazardous. With that, we have come to the end of this session. In this session, we have learned how to change oil of a motorbike. Hope you have enjoyed this session. Thank you.